The informed life, knowledge enhances life's journey. In this week's video, I want to touch on a very interesting topic in terms of men and relationships. Generally, with most men, whether they are married or in a long-term committed relationship, there is always the specter of infidelity standing in the shadows. This ominous figure is waiting for just the right opportunity to entice them. That said, we will discuss why do men cheat. Emotional needs. How many of you have heard the term emotional neglect? Well, this is an important term when you think of the link between men and cheating. Here's an example. Kim is totally oblivious to the emotional needs of Mark. She either neglects him or rejects him, or both, for whatever her reason. This emotional neglect or rejection creates an empty void that Mark needs to fill, and unfortunately, he will likely seek to fill it with the companionship of another woman. Of course, once he steps into this warm and inviting temporary world, cheating has actually begun even before any sexual liaison ever happens. To avoid this, I would suggest that Kim and Mark talk to and listen to each other about their emotional needs. An honest heart-to-heart conversation is better in the beginning than the pain of what cheating can do and will do later. Insecurity. Being insecure can affect anyone's mood or self-esteem. For a man, being insecure about himself can be a possible path to cheating. For example, Ron has gained weight and is also aging poorly. Amy ridicules him about looking old and fat. Instead of working on changing his appearance, he decides to seek the company of Carol, hoping to boost his confidence. Carol compliments him instead of insulting him. They start out innocent enough with lunches during the day and eventually end up with romantic dinners after work, eventually ending up in bed together. Thus the affair and cheating. This can be avoided if Ron and Amy spend time openly discussing how they talk to and about each other. You can always give constructive criticism without tearing your mate down to their core. Sexual fulfillment. For some men, sex with their wives or girlfriends can either be very infrequent or mundane. For men that fall into this category, cheating is almost second nature if they lack the willpower to resist the urge. Here's a scenario to consider. Jerry and Marnie have been married 10 years, and during this time, sex has gradually slowed down in frequency and gotten very vanilla. Of course, they have a family, 2 school-aged children, and making time for sex becomes a chore. Jerry has a very active libido and constantly attempts to have conversations about their lack of sex to only be rebuffed by Marnie. He also tries to add a little spice to whatever sex they do have to once again be told no. By now you get the gist of what Jerry faces and what is likely to come next without some form of personal willpower. Jerry takes the infidelity route to the arms and bed of another woman. He finds meaningless torrid sex with his co-worker Shannon to be his escape from the reality of a sexless marriage. What should have happened are raw, unfiltered conversations with Marnie, where she actually listens to his pleas for help. They should sit down and talk about compromise and solutions to their very normal problem instead of Jerry cheating. Revenge. This reason for cheating is more about payback than anything else. It's all about men getting their revenge for being cheated on in most cases. Consider this scenario. Brett comes home and finds that Maria is out for the evening. According to the note she left him, she is with her girlfriends for some girls' night fun. In actuality, Maria is out with Philip, her boss, and they are not having a casual conversation or dinner for that matter. They are in the throes of hot, adulterous sex. As fate would have it, Brett finds out about Maria's transgressions and decides to take revenge by sleeping with his co-worker Talia. Thus, he is getting some hot revenge sex. We all know 2 wrongs don't make a right. I would suggest that Brett has a very candid conversation with Maria about her cheating, or they seek the aid of a marriage counselor to help them get through this crisis. Otherwise, a divorce is on the horizon. Caught up in the moment. Imagine, if you will, a scenario where Jason is out with friends at happy hour. It's summertime and the drinks are strong, tropical, and plentiful. As the alcohol starts to take effect, Jason's flirting with Julie gets serious. A hug progresses from friendly to intimate. A kiss on the cheek becomes a full-on lip lock, and their hands start to explore places better left to the imagination. You can guess where this is going. Make no mistake, shit doesn't just happen. This was subconsciously planned long before it ever actually happened. Julie was a willing participant, and Jason simply took advantage of the situation. He could have avoided cheating with good old-fashioned willpower or simply mentally saying no to the temptation. Habitual cheaters. Pauline has suffered through quite a few of Ryan's affairs and looked the other way, pretending that they didn't exist. Ryan, for lack of a better word, is a player and habitual cheater. He wants a variety of women, and barring him facing any real consequences, he continues to cheat. Ryan is arrogant, narcissistic, and manipulative. He has yet to mature past his cheating ways and is not likely to do so without major changes in his life. A man like this only causes women pain and should not be in any meaningful, committed relationship. Sex addicts. There are some men that are addicted to sex like a drug. They must have it and lots of it, so what they can't get from their wives or girlfriends, they find in the beds of other ready, willing, and capable women. For example, Rob confesses to Susan that he's a sex addict. He does so as a way to explain his getting caught in bed with her best friend, Kaylee. Susan was devastated and tried to reason away the pain. She accepted his admission of being a sex addict, hoping it would help her feel better about his cheating with her best friend. It didn't. There are only two paths to soothing the pain Susan is feeling. Rob needs to get professional help immediately and stop cheating, or they need to get a divorce. Messy endings. Breaking up is so hard to do. This phrase rings so very true, and cheating is a sure shot way to accomplish a breakup in any type of relationship. Men tend to move on from relationships quicker than women. Unfortunately, this sometimes happens before they properly end their current relationship. Cheating and getting caught forces their wives or girlfriends to actually end the relationship. With all the pain and anguish women are feeling after catching their cheating men, they also end up doing the dirty work of the breakup. Sad, but so very true. Men, if you really want out of your current relationship, sit down and have a candid conversation with your wife or girlfriend first before deciding to cheat. That's it for this week's video, and I hope we've given you insight and food for thought. If you like this video, please like us below and press the subscribe button. Please leave us your comments and start enjoying the informed life.